time. Oh yeah. Richard made some more money. Richard has leveled up. Okay. William made money. And he leveled up. Good. Even more people. Income by Marcel. He didn't level up. And that's it. And of course, just when you want to check the speed limit, there is no speed camera. But we aren't in France yet, are we? No. At least I haven't seen a border crossing. Oh, it's Bilbao. Okay, so we're still in Spain. I was thinking, am I gonna brake? Am I gonna overtake? Am I gonna go over the hard shoulder? Oh, don't brake like that, fucking moron. Wait, I have to take this lane, right? Oh, it's just this lane. So confusing. I don't understand. Oh, there was somebody. Oopsie daisy. But no crash. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, is why you always check your blind spot. And talking about my blind spot, since I've taken motorcycle lessons and you know, basically have to learn how to watch your mirrors all over again. It really affected my driving in my car. Well, not my driving, but my using of mirrors. Because I check my mirrors pretty often anyways. I know when I'm driving, I'm well aware of well aware of what's happening around me and especially behind me. But I usually wasn't too I didn't do my shoulder check that often. And now that I'm riding a motorcycle, I'm doing it all the time. It's become second nature, and I don't know if I already did it that much, but now I'm really aware that I'm shoulder checking and seeing what's there. So that's a good thing, because I don't miss anybody. That's, you know, I can't say that I didn't see someone, because I'm always looking for trouble on the road. I'm always the one who has to make up for someone else's mistake. And it's really fucking annoying, and sometimes I have enough of it, and then it's really tempting not to brake for once and just, you know, just have a collision. Because there are so many fucking stupid drivers nowadays. It's just, you know, it's getting hard for me to just enjoy driving, because you're constantly avoiding the stupid stuff that other people do. And the most recent one that's really happens a lot, or has grown to happen a lot in the last couple of years, is people who are driving on the highway, mostly behind a lorry or a truck, you know, just cruising around somewhere between 85 and 90, and just when you want to overtake them, they go into the left lane to overtake, don't look in the mirror, or just think, well, I'm indicating, so that means that I have right away. And it's not really how that works. And it's really annoying, because what I hate most about the fact that people do that is that they think that they are in their right to do that. That they are 100% sure that because they're indicating they have right of way, and that someone else should brake from going 130 to 90. But that's not how it works. That's not how traffic works. And it really frustrates me that that is getting worse and worse, but so many people on the road who don't know the rules. I mean, I must say that I made a mistake last week, and there was a car coming from the right, and I saw him too late, because there was a van parked. So yeah, I can't see through vans, and then there was this car coming from the right, and I saw him too late. And I really, it sort of shocked me. It was like, whoa, I didn't give him right away, and I saw him too late. Wow, that's something to keep in mind, you know. That's something that I need to be well aware of, especially when I'm on my bike. Well, I don't have a bike yet, but that's something you really need to be conscious of, that you are making mistakes. And you know, the worst thing that I think that's happening today is that the people who make mistakes, that they get really angry because someone is pointing at them that they're making a mistake. Or, you know, just when someone is beeping their horn at them, that they're going completely nuts and out of their mind and I don't know what, because they're making a mistake. And, you know, the cases that I use my horn is when someone makes a mistake that bad that I almost crash into them. Or when they drive on the left side of the road or not the left side of the road, but on the highway when they drive in the middle of the road or on the most left lane and refuse to drive right where you belong. But basically most of the times when I use my horn is to avoid danger, because that's where it's designed for. And when people just make stupid mistakes, I mean stupid mistakes that could have been easily avoided if they would have looked, checked their mirror, like this idiot, check their mirror, or just, you know, people were plain stupid. I mean, that's why I use my horn. If you're just making a minor mistake, I'm not gonna bother about it too much, unless it's indicating, but I think indicating is not something minor, because it's your communication with the rest of the people on the road. Anyway, I don't understand when, you know, for example, when someone cuts someone else off and the guy who gets cut off gets irritated, which is totally understandable. I mean, I had that happen once, and, you know, I tooted my horn at him, like, hey, didn't you see me? You cut me off. And he went completely nuts. And I was like, well, excuse me, I'm not the one who's wrong here, you're the one who's wrong here, so you can get all angry, and, you know, that's not my problem. It's not my problem that you probably have a shitty job and I don't know what, but come on. I mean, if you made a mistake, just be so civilized to admit that you've made a mistake, because, you know, if someone waves at me like, oh, sorry, I didn't see you, you know, that's, for me, that's getting half the irritation away, and the rest is like, fucking idiot, why did you do that? And then it's just done. But if someone is not apologizing for something he clearly did wrong and getting mad at me, and then, well, you can just sod off then. That's the point where I'm gonna irritate him just to be annoying. Yeah, no, I could have been in an accident a couple of weeks ago. There was someone who was driving on a roundabout. I was driving behind her, and where's my cruise control not working. It's a roundabout with you enter on one lane and then it splits into 2 lanes. One lane goes to the left and one lane goes to the right or straight on. And she already was, kind of undecisive driving, and she went on the roundabout and got into the lane to go left. So I needed to go straight on, so I just took the other lane. I was accelerated, got off to my lane, indicated, and then she suddenly also decided that she wanted to go straight on. Well, she already knew that she had to go straight on, but she probably can't read signs on the road in the form of arrows, in the shape of arrows, I should say. And yeah, I think if I would not have braked, her car would probably have been totaled. I would probably have hit her at her rear axle, and that would have been the end of her car. But luckily, with some road users, you can expect things to happen, so I braked, and it was still pretty close, just I think 20 centimeters or so between us, but just things like that. I mean, and if you're scared to drive on the road, please stay at home. Take a bus, take a taxi, take the train, or please don't get into your car if you're afraid to drive. Because there's nothing worse than people who are afraid to drive, because you never know what they're gonna do. I mean, if you're panicking, some people tend to take their hands off the steering wheel or put their hands in front of their eyes or just scream and go mental. I mean, just if you do that, just please stay at home, stay indoors. Grab a cab, a bus, a metro, subway, high-speed train, I don't know what, but just don't go on the road, especially in a car, because you might kill someone innocent, like a pedestrian or a cyclist, because you can't judge and handle situations. It's the same with that. There are a lot of people who are afraid to drive on the highway, and I really don't know why, because if there's something where I think is relatively safe to drive on the highway, because the only thing that you have to worry about is people. Well, you don't have to worry about people coming onto your lane, because you all drive the same way, so you only have to pay attention on what's happening around you. There's so many people who are afraid to drive on the highway, and if it's afraid of the speed and something, then you should probably get your eyes checked, because there's probably something wrong with your eyes, that maybe things that seem to go too fast for you or something like that. Of course, there are people who have a trauma from from accidents, but yeah, the only remedy to that is just to get in the car and drive, get it over with. It's really the only way to do it. I was reading on some motorcycle forum. There was somebody, who was afraid to drive on the highway, and I just thought, well, how the hell did you get your driving license then? And why the hell are you afraid on the highway with your bike? Yeah, I can understand it, because you're more vulnerable on the bike. But it's the same thing that goes with everything. If you just keep checking your mirrors, and behind you and beside you, and you know what's going on, then there really isn't anything to be afraid of. That's one of the reasons why I check my mirrors so often, is because I just want to know what's happening if there's someone, trying to blast past me with 200 kilometers an hour, and if you ask me, he may do that, but I don't want to be surprised by it, so that's why I keep checking my mirrors. It's all about looking and knowing what's around you, and it's the only way to drive comfortable for me. Yeah, if you ask me, it would be nice if the Dutch government would be more proactive in getting people off the road who are afraid, or just, because let's face it, it's not speed that kills. I've covered this topic before, but lately it's just an ongoing story, I guess. It's mostly the people who drive slowly and can't handle that other people want to drive fast, that they get in dangerous situations. I mean, if you want to drive fast, be my guest. If you're gonna annoy me with it, or just completely cut me off, then it's a different story. But if you're just cruising on the highway with on the speed limit, so going 130, and I see someone behind me who's getting pretty close to me, from a distance, so like he's driving 150, all I do is just go to the right, let him pass, and continue my way. And I'm not gonna stay in this way. Well, I'm only doing that when I can't go to the right to let him pass, and when I'm already doing the speed limit. And if he's then gonna tailgate me, then I suddenly don't have any rush at all to let him pass. But it's just, you know, I tend to tailgate sometimes to let somebody know that I want to pass, because otherwise they don't see me, because they're probably not checking their mirrors. But I only do that when I see that there's enough room for him to go to the right to let me pass, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense to tailgate someone. So yeah, I made some more money by John. Good work, John. Johnny. Jolly John. Alright, we're at Orleans. It's only 900 kilometers to go. Let's go to Paris. Great, a toll booth. We haven't seen enough of those today, apparently. That was a small bump. I really hope I didn't hurt myself. 4% damage, but that could also be from just driving. So we're at Orleans. That means we're, I don't know, are we close to Paris or not? We're going to the east there, so that means we're probably then, yeah, heading to Germany already. Well, it's still 800 kilometers to go, so I think we're still in southern France, maybe getting towards the center a bit. I don't know. Yeah, and of course there are no speed cameras to be seen anywhere here, so I can just get the sat-nav out of the way and just enjoy driving. What also seems to be the trend, Brest, the trend in the village that I live in, or town I should say, probably. The town that I live in is not turning your lights on when the weather is crap, so when it starts to rain or it's just a bit darkish, nobody tends to, I don't have time for this. Nobody tends to turn. Oh, that I think I was a bit too close there. Oops. Sorry, mate. Oh. But yeah, that was just reckless. But people just don't seem to realize that they're not as visible as they are when the sun is shining, especially when you have a grey car. And I think just, you know, the people are too dumb to realize that they're not really that visible, and especially when it gets darker. And it's, you know, for me, when it's dark and I need to cross a junction where that's not really visible, I really am relying on seeing if there are reflections of headlights coming my way, and if not, then I slowly start to proceed and be extra careful. But I once had that it was, you know, the sun was going down and it was getting pretty dark, and I think it was also raining, so it was, you know, you can understand it was just pretty dark and raining. And I had to go on a road, so, you know, I indicated, I looked left, I looked right, but it's pretty hard to see there because there are trees in the way and stuff like that. So I looked again, and then I started to go, and out of nowhere came a car because she wasn't using her headlights. Ah, we're at Paris. Okay, good. And stuff like that really cringes me because I really don't understand how people don't know that they're not good visible, or just don't understand that it might be handy to turn on their lights because other people might want to see them. I think it's just, you know, this another stupid selfishness from people in traffic, and just, or not just caring about driving and just knowing how to get from their house to get groceries and back. Just not busy with driving, just, you know, thinking about what they should get for dinner and from groceries, and, you know, just pay attention to the road. It's really not that hard. Yeah, driving with headlights, for me it's easy to say because I drive a Volvo, so my lights turn on whenever I turn the ignition on. But also in my previous car, and it did not have that feature, but I just did it automatically. You turn the correct order for me was, get into my seat, turn the key on the first contact, so the radio starts playing, turn the lights on, put my seatbelt on, start the engine. And how many people you see, driving away in their car, and after 100 meters putting their seatbelt on. I mean, how much time does it take for you to put your seatbelt on? It's just, it should be, you should do that automatic. It's also one of the things that I don't understand. I mean, if you choose not to wear your seatbelt. Okay, be my guest. But if you... Thank you. But if you're gonna wear it anyway, why not do it when you get into the car and... I mean, yeah. You can just shoot me, but I really don't understand. I mean, I rarely drive without a seatbelt unless just, you know, just to maybe park my car at 200 meters, or just when I have to move my car for, you know, a couple of 100 meters. And even then it just feels odd. It feels weird. I miss the, you know, I miss the seatbelt. I think that's just how people are raised, and that's people just don't seem to care anymore. It's a shame. But then again, I don't care for those people, so... If you want to crush your head on your windscreen, be my guest. But then I'm not gonna pay for your insurance or your hospital costs. Guess that's a risk that you took. And when it comes to that, I really think that I don't know how that's how insurance companies have made themselves safe for that, but I think if you drive without a seatbelt, and if you get an accident, it should be on your own risk. I don't know, yeah. You know, for some jobs it's... I can understand why they don't wear seatbelts, like, you know, police and taxi drivers don't have to wear seatbelts in the Netherlands. And for taxi drivers they made that exception because there was a huge risk of, you know, of just getting mugged and or just choked by the seatbelt when the passenger didn't like the service, or just, you know, gets into a fight with a taxi driver. I thought we weren't gonna make a lot of money this trip, but of course we got a lot of new drivers needing to level up, all doing small jobs, but probably paying pretty good. And I think we're not getting pretty close to the France border yet. Yeah, that's a good question for you guys. If someone doesn't wear a seatbelt, should his insurance policy be different when he gets to an accident and, you know, gets a head injury or something like that? I think he should. It's the same, you know, when you're on a motorbike and you don't wear a helmet, you know, it's your own fault when you fall and you die. And if you get into an accident and you're wearing a helmet, well, the injury is probably going to be not as bad. But also, yeah, probably survive. And I still think it's pretty crazy that there are some states in the US where you're allowed to drive without a helmet. But hey, it's the land of the free. Yeah. United States of obese, that's more like it. Right, Leo. Wait, Leo is there? Whatever. I'm confused. Why does it say 2 lanes when there aren't 2 lanes? God damn it. Just make it 2 lanes then. I think my cat wants to sit with me. Come. No? Okay. So, how late is it? It's no time for sleep yet. Alright, let's get into Belgium. Probably gonna sleep at the next petrol station, get some petrol again because I've got a small fuel tank and we're burning through more than half a tank per day. When we arrive in Kassel, we're gonna make so much money. 100,000 euros to be exact. One truck, you can do it. not gonna rain again, is it? It is. So, some of you might know that the multiplayer mod now it's a speed limiter on it. Well, not a speed limiter, but the speed limiter on it, so you're only allowed to go 90. What's your vision on that? I mean, I think they don't have another option than this speed limiter, so there's no speed limiter for another speed. And I think it's a good option, or I think it's a good decision, because there's so many nut jobs who just driving along 150 kilometers an hour all over the road, swerving, crashing, reloading and doing it again. Not to mention the rammers and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I hope it's gonna decrease the amount of rammers and random idiots that are there to make your life miserable, and I hope it's gonna benefit the gameplay, because I haven't played multiplayer for maybe 2 months now, because I was just fed up with random idiots trying to bash into me. And I try to play this game legit, so I started the brand new profile and earned my money the hard way, and then there's some idiot who rams you and you're at 100% damage and you can't afford it, so then you have to get into single player, earn some money again. And then you can continue again. But it's just, what makes this game fun for me is, you start your trucking career, you earn some money, you might take a loan, and petrol station, good. And then you buy your first truck, and you're proud of it, and you want to keep it, you want to maintain it, you want to upgrade it, you want to drive a lot of miles in it. And just in the first 10 minutes that you have your truck, someone decides to ram you. I really don't understand why someone would do that. So that's why I haven't played multiplayer for quite some time. Okay, time to get some sleep and take the last hurdle. I'm gonna do it a bit different this time. Come on. Ready? Yeah, but I want to sleep here. Come on. Yeah, what? I don't care anymore. I just Why can't I sleep here? What's wrong with it? Yeah, crash. I'm gonna sleep here. Finally.